Hey there, my name is Rusty. It's my buddy Drifter. I want to do a series of horseshoe and trim videos. My 29th year, and I'm still learning as we go. So any suggestions, please feel free to add a comment and let me know, good or bad. All right, thanks. All right, when I go to pull a shoe off, I just pry just enough to where that shoe starts to move on each side, back and forth. And when I start to see a little progress, well, that one came off easy, but I'll just tap on the shoe just enough to get the nail out a little bit, and then turn my nippers in that direction and just pry those nails right out. It makes a nice clean removal there. And the shoe comes off easy. Okay, how I like to trim a hoof. Just pulled the shoe off, and now trim some of the sole out. So I'm trimming the sole out. I'm just pulling layers off. I'm not really cutting, I'm just stripping it out. And after I get the sole trimmed out a little bit, I just like to take a layer, not all of it, but just a little layer of frog off. Pretty much the same thing with this. It's peeling off what easily peels off and not cutting into it so much. Okay, maybe a little cutting. But leave what you can on the frog. Just enough to get your hoof pick in there. And then I start back here, and now the depth of this, where I start on my heel, depends on how deep, hang on buddy, how deep my frog is here. And I've got a pretty good amount to take off of the heel here. So I'm going to start a little bit lower here. I found I always take off, not always, I take off a little bit more wall on the inside of the hoof versus the outside of the hoof. So I'm starting to make a little bit of a shallow more cut out here that I did on the inside. The reason for that, most hooves will grow more vertical on the inside and have more of a flare on the outside. Check for level. Check my angle. I have a little bit of a heel here that I can take down. You notice how that gauge rocked a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of this heel down, and it looks like a little bit of this toe on this side down. And let's check that again. We're close. Just a little bit there. Beautiful. And that foot is ready for a shoe. All right, I've shaped the shoe. A lot of times I have a horse that doesn't work very hard. I can reset the same shoe at one time. Everything looks level. I'm rocking the shoe, see if there's any rock to it, and there's no rock, so we are level. One last step I'm going to do is just trim out just a little bit of sole if I see anything that might be touching that shoe, just enough to keep pressure off of it. I'll set the shoe where I want it. This nail went a little bit deeper than I wanted it to, so I'm going to put a second nail in here before I pull that one out, because the shoe set just where I want it, and that one feels good there. Get that one set. Go ahead and pull this one out and then reset it. The shoe, for me, will slide back just a tad when you set it. I don't know if you can see or not, but where it slid back just a little bit, and I compensated for that. The angle was a little bit low, and that brings my angle up just a hair. I found if I don't want the shoe to slide back, I'll start with one of these two middle nails, and it won't slide back. If I start with these front nails, it'll slide back a little bit more. And the final step. The hoof up here. Take off a little bit of the tip of the nail there. Just a little bit of the edge off that where the shoe slipped back. And there we go. Okay, all finished up. Typically I will trim all 4 feet before I shape and put the shoes back on. This horse is very easy to judge length, so I just did, for the purpose of the video, 1 foot at a time. Also, I'm keeping a little more hoof on the horse because we're in the middle of summer, and with the heat of 110 degrees, I want a lot of sole protection. Thanks for watching.